You're dirty. Everybody was right about you. You're a piece of
Virtual reality. Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And wow, they had a fun little Tulum getaway, but it seems like the plot of their lives got away, Evan, this week on Real Housewives of New Jersey, because that fight between Jennifer Aydin and Danielle Cabral is as intense as it was rumored to be about.
You need to just calm down.
I see you. You're a
dirtbag.
You're a dirtbag.
We knew this was coming since they were filming.
Yeah, we knew this was coming. Page 6 reported on this. I think it was back in September. And the story was that there was some sort of crumpled cup shoved into Jennifer Aydin's head by Danielle, allegedly at the time. And now we see what transpired on film. And Danny and I just had to watch it back because it happened so fast. We didn't know who did what, who started what. And Danny, what's the takeaway?
Okay, well, first, is this what you pictured happening when you heard that news? Because also remember around that time too, people were like, it was a whole tray table. It was a red Solo cup. It was a piñata. A lot of people had hypotheses about what was going on. This is not how I pictured the transpiring to transpire.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I pictured because at the time when I was reporting it out, I was hearing so much about this crumpled cup hitting Jen Aydin's head. So I guess we did see that. Although I was like really trying to see what the material of the cup was. It didn't look like, it definitely wasn't a red Solo cup. It looked like a clear plastic cup. And it seemed like the crumpling happened whilst I guess Danielle was, I guess Jen Aydin was getting ready for impact.
Yeah, I know. It's very like physics class. We have to be like, well, with the velocity and like, like like Dolores has to put her glasses on and go full Miss Frizzle. I feel to fully unpack what went down. But I know after watching it back, because we all have just been hearing Danielle hit Jennifer Aydin with the cup. What we have not been hearing is that Jennifer Aydin pushed Danielle Cabral. Now, is violence ever the answer, people? For the purpose of this podcast? No, it is not. But we have to dive in. We are watching Housewives and it's a reality show. So we have to dive into the back and forth of what this went down.
Just want you to know, that's a behavior trait I would never do to my hair girl. You're doing it to me right now! Because of bad behavior, I see you. You're dirty. You're dirty.
What we did know is that Jen Aydin somehow instigated a reaction from Danielle Cabral. But here we see on the episode that it was a shove. It was a pretty forceful shove.
A two-hander.
I want to know why.
You're a dirtbag.
Like, we're not here to litigate who was right, who was wrong. And as Danny said, violence is never the answer. However, if someone shoves me that way, and Danny, you're a Jersey boy, so maybe you can better speak to this. Like, there's going to be everything has an equal and opposite reaction, right? I
feel also... And I think Teresa and Dolores were even nodding about this when they were being asked at the party. Like, if someone pushed you, would you throw a drink? I'm so glad Teresa and Louis went with the plastic cups. Because, like, I think no matter what, because it's just almost, it's like the self-defense. Like, no, in the fight or flight of it all, everyone has the easy pass fight in New Jersey for it. So they're going in for what they need to go in on. So I'm not shocked at all that that was Danielle's reaction to it. And I don't think even Jennifer Aydin was that shocked. I think she was being really calm because she's like, oh, because people are like, did she push you? Did she? And she's like, I think maybe I did push her.
I don't know if I pushed her.
Oh, she was in my face. It happened so fast.
I could have pushed her.
Yeah, that's such a good point because after the whole thing transpired, she was being very calm and zen. Maybe it was the Buddha heads around the party as the decor. I'm not really sure, but I do think it's more the fact that she sort of clocked to herself, like, okay, I was the one who got physical first, and that was her version of self-defense. But then I think, I don't know, I feel like they were both equally in each other's face before the shoved happened. Maybe it was Danielle said something like, you're a dirty piece of trash or something.
Yeah, she kept on saying, like, you're dirty. Everyone was right about you.
You're dirty. You're dirty. Everybody was right about you. You're a piece of
And Jennifer Aydin was kind of just like, You call it, you dog. What she kept saying, you dogged your girl.
You dogged your girl. I did not dog my girl.
Jennifer Aydin is loving dogs this season between a birthday and a dog and the girl.
Right.
Happy Pride, doggy style. Yeah, everything. Yeah.
She is a queen of the dogs. But speaking of dogs, she kept talking about dogging Danielle's girl and Marissa. Now we got a new hair girl. I'm like so confused. Marissa with the extensions and the commercial and the photo shoot. Like, what did you catch any of that?
No, I because they both told their sides of the story. I think I was very confused, and I feel this kind of goes back to the point Dolores made earlier in the episode that, like, for some reason, Aydin just is not effing with Danielle anymore. Because why is she pulling these things out of thin air, like a charity event from a year and a half ago, this random marketing campaign that Danielle's hair girl wanted her to do, and everything like that. And also, when Danielle was bringing that up, I feel she both was like, I don't want my hair girl to get in trouble from Jennifer Aydin when Jennifer Aydin finds out what this is and is like looking for the money. And then on the flip side too, Danielle's probably like, I don't think Jennifer Aydin knows what she wanted just to help everybody out, I think. I don't think that was maliciously intent.
You called me up, right? You're like, do you know what you signed up for? And I said, I don't know, to be a model for a master class. And you told me, you're like, no, to be a model for her hair extensions on her website for her to sell.
Right.
And none of us are getting paid.
Right.
But like, I was turned off that you wanted to make money on somebody that I would think you considered a friend.
Right. Like, from what I think I gathered from that very confusing back and forth in this confessional versus that confessional is that basically Danielle was giving Jennifer Aydin the heads up that she wasn't getting paid, but maybe was getting some free bundles. And from the photos of Dolores and Danielle, it looks like the bundles are aplenty. So if she could at least get free extensions, that would have been really nice, because extensions are very expensive.
They're expensive. And Marissa, hats off, girl. Like, they looked good.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work.
I really, really liked it. Yeah, I'm glad there's no extensions being thrown at this fight. We do have to make mention that, because we know whenever we love all of our Jersey ladies, we've had more opportunities to bond with Danielle than Jennifer Aydin. And we know Danielle is a big musical theater girl.
Yes.
Instagram.
Oh my God.
Okay. I'm changing my tune, because I hate nothing more than the feature that you can put a sound to a static feed post, because it just, my phone short circuits, it doesn't get it, and it just throws me off. But when Danielle put Chicago, he had it coming.
I mean, it's pretty iconic. I do really appreciate her love for musical theater. And I love that she's sort of like Instagramming her nemesis, Jennifer Aydin, with the soundtrack of Chicago. I mean, watch out, Ariana, because Danielle's got a gig next. Oh
my God, she deserves it. She deserves that. And I think also Danielle's feeling a lot of vindication, because for the past year, well, again, guys, you know, no one is vindicated in violence, with all that said. She's feeling vindicated though, because everyone for the past year is like, oh my God, why did Danielle randomly throw a glass at Jennifer Aydin? And now we know the whole truth. From Aida, I know the truth.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, if you push someone, they're gonna have it coming. They're gonna have it coming.
And what we were just saying too, before we started recording, last week or 2 weeks ago, Jennifer Aydin said to Jen Fessler, you know what I always say, don't start trouble, won't be none.
She started a little trouble, and there was some.
I'm curious too, because Teresa seemed very stressed.
I don't know. Like, Danielle left. Where's Jen?
Because these are her two girls fighting, and she doesn't really like, I think she doesn't like fighting in the love bubble, and this was in her house. How do you think she is going to handle all of this with them?
Well, I don't know, because even in real time, like after the season filmed, when they were doing the press ahead of the premiere, Teresa was telling Billy Bush that she and Danielle were fine. So it seems like, regardless of the struggles and strife that Jennifer Aydin and Danielle Cabral go through this season, Teresa really did make a point of maintaining her friendship with Danielle. And I think that's because the Melissa and Margaret side of the cast is there's just more of them. So I think Teresa probably navigated this season being like, okay, Jennifer and Danielle aren't getting along, but I need to get along with both of them because I hardly have any friends. That's why I'm befriending Jackie after kind of like I'm so sorry, Jackie, that you had to see that on this episode. But the way that Teresa and Jennifer Aydin were talking about you.
Jackie is the gatekeeper to Margaret's arsenal.
She's definitely got a mouth on her, like, so she better use it and go against Margaret, because I just want to take that bitch down.
It broke my heart because
cringe.
they literally said, Teresa literally said, "Who cares about Jackie?"
Who cares about Jackie?
Like that is a quote that she said, and it just really it makes my stomach turn because I feel like Jackie had relationships on the cast with women who really did
ride or dies. Like, yes,
made me so sad. And how did they even get to start talking about that? Oh, it's because Dolo was like, she's a stupid bitch.
Dolo's like stupid, checking the dog. I put in her readers on, and she was really complaining about Jackie and says she's classist and like thinks she's smarter than me and smarter than both of you, to Jennifer and Teresa.
Jackie thinks she's better than me, and she thought she was better than you, and she thought she was better than you.
And Dolores is like, "And you think that's going to be your friend?" And Teresa literally was basically like, "No, I just want her to give me everything that Margaret is saying.
I just need her to, because I want Margaret to be exposed."
Right, like
I just want the key to Margaret's arsenal.
I mean, I appreciate Teresa for being so transparent. Like, she really wasn't beating around the bush there. She was like, I don't care about Jackie. I don't care what Jackie and I become. All I need is for her to be the vessel for Margaret's demise. And so, yeah, that just makes me really sad. And I am so curious to see what Jackie's reaction will be following this episode and if it will change her current dynamic with Teresa, because we just recently spoke to Jackie and she said that like in real time they text a lot, they hang out a lot, that she said they're not best friends, but they're very good friends. Like they text.
And I know she even was like, I'm sure there was another motive before she became friends with me, but I don't think she figured it to be this extreme.
Right.
And also,
right. Well, that's the thing that I do appreciate about Jackie this season. She even said it in confessionals. She has said it in interviews. Like, she's not completely blind to the fact that she knew Teresa swooped in because she and Margaret were on the rocks, and so she felt that Jackie was in a vulnerable place to possibly attack Margaret, shit on Margaret, like just kind of like, you know, I guess be a soldier in her army against Margaret. Like she knew that and she understood that. I'm just wondering how she'll feel watching Teresa explicitly say, "Who cares about Jackie?"
I know, because that would and like that'll hit hard. That's not easy to hear from someone that you're trying to build a friendship with. So I'm really curious to see what Jackie will say about that, and also especially because Dolores is really leading her charge of like, "Oh, I'm over this girl." And and this has happened because it's like Teresa and Dolores are really, they're a good unit. And it reminds me, not as drastically, but when Dolores is like, "You gotta stop being friends with Danielle Staub." And Teresa was like, "Huh?" So Dolores has tried and failed to tell Teresa, not tell, but advise Teresa on who to be friends with. I wonder if there will be any more success with this now. But we know that Dolores and Jackie are not friends.
Yeah. I mean, we even ran into Dolores back in September when this all was going down at a party hosted by Sutton Strack after one of our live shows. And she didn't say much because she's a good little housewife and she wasn't giving away too many spoilers, but she did say like Jackie's shaking things up. And she really is shaking some things up. What did you think of Jackie trying to have a conversation with Dolores at the Tulum party?
Hi.
It's chilly.
It is chilly.
Hi. Can we talk?
Because that is also another thing that happened, or maybe didn't happen.
Oh, it did not happen. It looked very like it was both a mix of like the "how y'all doing" meme and like Survivor.
We're gonna leave you two.
I need a jean jacket.
You're gonna get a drink because I've drank nothing yet.
Love you both so much.
Because like they were sitting around the arsenal, and Jackie was not the survivor of that conversation.
Sometimes friendships need a break.
They do.
And so does this one.
Dolores.
Because Dolores was like call denied. Because true to Dolores, she's like, she didn't get a text about, she's like, it's too late. I don't care. And I think to know Dolores is to know she doesn't want the excuses. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because Jackie's apology was like, I'm sorry, I felt so bad. But Margaret.
I did something, but the real bad guy in this situation is Margaret.
Like that's what everyone. Some Bravo merch should be like, but Margaret, because people keep on saying like she's the competent op. I'm like, baby girl's not in this scene, so I don't really know what she's up to. And Dolores is kind of just like, no, I'm a smart. Like I know Margaret. I know everyone talks about everybody, but I saw this and it annoyed me, and it kind of confirmed a lot of things that I've thought about you, and now I'm just done with you.
Well, I mean, and it's so interesting now. I feel like we've heard about Margaret's arsenal forever, but now that there is a crack, not even a crack, like a full-on earthquake shattered this friendship. Now that she and Jackie and Margaret are no longer on the same page, the friendship is over. You know, Teresa has pinpointed this sort of this hole where there's like an opportunity because she said that Jackie is the gatekeeper to Margaret's arsenal. So there's like this opportunity for Jackie to potentially spill all of Margaret's secrets, what Margaret allegedly has hidden in her arsenal. Now, Jackie has said, like, I'm not going to do that, when that's been sort of like presented to her, like even at the beginning of the party. Teresa was like, no, you have to. You really need to say it. Like, you really, really, really need to say it.
Like, you know what you should do right now?
No, listen, as my friend, I'm begging you, please, just because I want them to open their eyes.
I don't know. I want to get a drink.
Let's go get a drink.
I should go say hi to.
Come on.
Like, she wanted her to spill the beans, spill the tea, but she wasn't quite yet ready. So then I think Teresa was like, let's get you a drink. But anyway, so there's Jackie. She apparently knows all about Margaret's arsenal, but then Margaret has been saying that she has so many screenshots of Jackie talking some shit about all these ladies.
You know what would have been low? If I would have screenshotted everything she said for the last 6 years.
And look, the thing is, I think there is an arsenal of Margaret. I feel like it just makes sense.
Every person has an arsenal. You know what I mean? And that's what you were kind of saying during commercial break when we were watching, where it's just like because the arsenal is just her thoughts and opinions.
Exactly. Right. Thoughts, opinions, maybe a few facts, maybe a few screenshots, maybe a few receipts.
A few conferring, hypothesis testing, scientific research.
Right. Exactly. But I think that having an arsenal is just like, it's just how people go. Like, the thing is, like, Teresa has an arsenal.
Yeah.
The rumor about Evan, she dropped that bomb when she thought it was appropriate or would be most impactful because she and Jackie weren't getting along at the time. She's like, do you know what? His birthday party. That's we're gonna do this.
That's good. I forgot to get a gift. Oh, I'll just bring this. Okay. Yeah, that's good. But I think it's also, that's kind of the thing with, I feel both Margaret and Jackie, maybe that the arsenal that they are in possession of, like, it's almost like a crock pot, set it and forget it, where they're not bringing it out all at once. It's not like the minute dip. They're like, oh, it's over there cooking, and it can be taken out at any time. But they both said on this episode that they're not trying to do that about any of them or either of them, because even when Rachel was like to Margaret, you really shouldn't show screenshot text messages, and Margaret's like, I know, I'll never do that again. I mean, Margaret, if you want to, you totally can, because that really was so iconic last week. But they both are kind of in a good thing of like, let's not go down that road, because I think that road would just implode on those two as well.
I think so, but there have been hints where I think we actually might go down that road. I mean, if you go to Margaret's tagline this season, it's like, while you're taking cheap shots, I'm taking screenshots. There's something tells me there are more screenshots to be shown. And then even with Jackie, she has said, like, Margaret, oh, do you think that's what she was talking about? She said that Margaret does something to me that, like, is so unforgivable. Is it texting Dolores?
Wow.
Is that it?
I hope not. That's like the dog and the girl is like, I'm like, Jennifer Aydin fight was over hair extensions.
Right.
Huh? I'm assuming, because we haven't even got to Jackie Judas Goldschneider comment yet. So
okay. Something more.
I hope so, because if the biggest drama was about the not being tagged on the softball fundraiser thing, we're gonna have to open up a thesaurus to get some different words, because I hope we get a little bit more as Jersey viewers.
Do you think the non-tagging of Jackie was intentional on any in any part by Dolores.
You can only tag 12 people. Did she pick and choose the last people to tag? Yeah, she picked and chose the last people to tag and they just didn't fit. So accidentally intentional. Kind of like that song Accidentally in Love, where she was like, maybe she could have not tagged the field. I don't know how every single person went in, or maybe make sure she tagged all the ladies before the gentlemen. But it was maybe a happy accident.
A happy accident. Yeah. I mean, look, I think that the tension between them goes back so long. And their friendship is in no way written in the stars. And that's the thing too. Like, you know, when Dolores was sharing her feelings or airing her grievances about Jackie to Jennifer and Teresa, I do think because Dolores she's family to Teresa, I think that her opinion holds a lot of weight. So I hope that Jackie considers that as she continues to pursue a friendship with Teresa, is just knowing how Dolores feels and knowing how that's really going to impact Teresa. Like that holds more weight than she may realize.
And also because like Dolores is never someone who's like, oh, I just hate that girl, don't deal with her. Like when she thinks it through, says it, and then will never change her mind usually. So I think she's been done with Jackie for a year. I don't know if they've ever been on to be off. Like they've never been like the two gals. Like I feel like if like they were all out to dinner and like Margaret went to the bathroom without them, they would just look at the table like, you know, those friends when you're like, I can't have the person that brought us to this table go to the bathroom because we'll have nothing to talk about type of vibe. So I feel that is there and that has been their energy. So I know it's a very tricky situation for Jackie. Now it's a messy situation for everybody though.
I know it's so much mess, but do you know what's really funny is you were saying that like you think it's like she hasn't been messing with Jackie for years and you think it's like possibly done. Remember like 2 reunions ago, and I can't remember what the fight was about, when Dolores and Jen Aydin got into like the nastiest exchange of words ever, and Dolores declared like, I'm done with this girl, I'm never talking to her again. So do you know what with Dolo, I think there's always hope, because as lethal as Dolores can be with her words and as strong-willed she can be with holding her opinions, and you know, look, she's a Capricorn. But she's also a Capricorn in the fact that she's like loving and loyal. So like she can be tough and hard, but she's loving and loyal. So I do think that, I don't know.
But you know what's funny though with that? She stands near Jennifer Aydin. I don't know how much she's been talking to Jennifer Aydin.
That's true. That's a good point. She works with Jennifer Aydin.
She sits in a weird thing trying to calm down with Jennifer Aydin. Dolores is me in any yoga class too. I'm like, my mind, I'm not gonna zen out. And I also, because I feel like I mean like, but Dolores and Jackie have had iconic fights for so long. Because like when she called her this.
Yeah. Okay, Jackie.
Like they kind of are great feuds to go back and forth. What are you gonna do about it? Like they really go. But that's also Jersey, just always with the talking with a hand. So I that's what I also didn't like bring it back to Jennifer Aydin. She's like, Danielle was in my space.
Don't come into my personal space. That is an act of aggression.
Jersey is the spatial reasoning is never picked. Even I'm like almost hitting you through the Zoom. Like it's hard not to just communicate that way. And even I love to Danielle telling Bill, who you sleep with every night. Like
your wife's a bitch. Wife's a dirty bitch. Just so you know, when you go to bed at night, you're sleeping with the devil.
Sleep with the devil. Bill was kind of like, you know what?
Yeah, he's like,
he's like, actually, I'm in the pool house, so I sleep with the noodles.
If Marge was there, she would have been like, they're not sharing the same bed. Don't you call his mistress the devil? Kidding, Jennifer. Right. Wait, really quick aside. Did you see that Jennifer immediately went to her phone?
It's fine. Jen's not gonna cry about this.
No.
She's not.
I love that.
After everyone was checking on her about after she got hit. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting with people talking about like things being like leaked and everything like that. I was like, why did they add in that she was quickly texting? Because who would she be texting? Bill's right there. Everyone's right. I'm just saying.
Right. Good catch, Danny. I did not catch that. And as we know, Jennifer Aydin loves a blogger moment. So maybe she was gossip girling right then and there. That's so funny. And do you know what I think that like, I feel like the producers and the editors are so smart. And I think they're honestly sometimes giving us Taylor Swift Easter eggs all the time. And I think, you know, sophisticated viewers like you catch on to that. I was less sophisticated during that time of the episode because I did not catch that. But yeah, I bet you that was like a little like wink wink to the audience, like that's the girl.
Yeah, she literally was like the Hillary Duff laugh out loud because she almost was smiling while doing it. I'm like, Jen, what are you doing? What's going on here?
She did seem so unfazed by it, which was very, very odd. Meanwhile, like Danielle's like shaking in the car, like to Nate, being like, she is jealous of what we have. I got a loving husband and a family she could never, ever, ever.
She must be miserable in her life. She's got to be miserable.
She has to be.
Look at us. Look at the love that we have. Look at how you are as my husband, how you are as a father. I am to her everything she can never be.
And I will say, like, as much as someone wants to say what they want to say about Jennifer Aydin, you cannot take away that she is a great mom. She has raised some beautiful kids. I don't think Danielle was saying that she isn't. It is
the moment
making me feel like I need to say that because maybe Bill's sleeping in the pool house, but like the kids are happy and they're great and they're wonderful and they're getting their Vampire Diaries backpack. You know what I mean? It's like they're getting
Bill and Jen are great parents to them too. No, they're very, very fun. So they're giving all their love. What I guess Bravo is not giving is Dunkin' Donuts. It's time to shine.
The donuts. I'm so hungry.
Because the honorary housewife this week is they blurred out their Target bag. I'm like, I love when you can like blur out logos, but the logos are so known that I'm almost like, it's making me look at more is the logo. So it's like the Streisand effect of that. But the Dunkin', that felt sacrilegious to blur a Dunkin' Donuts box.
Well, especially in New Jersey, because I know how New Jerseyans feel about Dunkin' Donuts. Like that is your religion.
You're sleeping with the devil. No, I'm sleeping next to Dunkin'. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I do love that. I think they literally, Fuda and Marge had bagels, egg bites, and then just a box of donuts, which again, heaven.
That sounds so nice. Do you know what? So yeah, they blurred out Target, they blurred out Dunkin', but sometimes like they don't blur out the Fendi or the Louis Vuitton and now
Coffee Mate.
Right. It's like so interesting. So I guess like, I mean, like we don't know how production works, but maybe you have to call the company to clear it specifically. But I just can't imagine that Louis Vuitton would want to be associated with the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
And you know what? Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes if they denied it.
I guess so. Or maybe it's all fake and it's like not actually the right logo for like Fendi or Louis or whatever, because it's not technically the right dimensions because they're getting it on DHgate, which like, hey, I'm not knocking it because you know I'm logging on to DHgate sometimes.
That's you, Jennifer Aydin.
Literally, like totally.
So I feel because the ending was so chaotic, I completely forgot what the teaser for next week was. Oh, Jen Fessler and Fuda were fighting, and I did not understand that. And like I can't handle one more feud happening.
I know. There's so many feuds going on, and they're so tough to track and remember when it's not Melissa versus Teresa, which I guess is making this season more fun and interesting. But I would imagine, it wasn't super clear from the teaser what they were fighting about, but I think that they must be fighting about it's somewhere Fessler's burgeoning friendship with Teresa has something to do with it. I'm assuming so.
It's probably something like that. So we will be checking in on those ladies who we also love. So don't fight too much, girls, all next week.
I know. What can we do to find some peace within this group, Daniel? I don't.
Maybe a group. What are we going to do?
A group trip to Dunkin'?
I was going to say Broadway, but there's a Dunkin' 2 blocks away from where Chicago is. So.
There you go. There.
I also, that's like a middle school field trip, so I think that really could help
everyone. Yeah. Stay tuned, guys.
Either that or medication. So one thing or another, but no matter what, I'm gonna put it on my step and repeat. Dunkin', CVS Pharmacy, and our Animatics in Chicago.
And fake Fendi.
Oh, I was gonna say Fendi, but Fendi is fake Fendi's just real Fendi too. All the F's.
Mm-hmm.